Well, hopefully you guys have got your coffee and you got 10 minutes so we can just see what OG RAThbun's up to today. Hey, good morning everybody. I'm gonna work in the shop again today. It's a little cool out, but y'all remember I put this thing in here. Matter of fact, I'll show you a video right now of me putting that in here. Yeah, I'm running out of shelf space. So instead of having that on the shelf, this is what I did today. I just put me some pulley system up and then down to here. So I just pull it up, put it up there, and then Vicky didn't like it. So I had to put a safety on there just in case so it wouldn't fall on my noggin. But it's good, it's out of the way, it's above my head. That's all it needs to be, is up there. And it is. And that's the way we did that. So what we're going to do now, let's see. My wife didn't, it takes two of us really to do this thing here. Because, let me turn that around again. Anyway, she has to come out and help. I lift it up and then she cranks it up because it's, when you get that many pulleys, you got a pulley there, then it goes over this pulley, then it comes down to the wall. Well, that's kind of heavy. So she came out and she pulled it and then I just lifted it up and it was easy enough. But I want to do it a different way. I want to be able to do it without her here. So I've ordered a boat crank. You've seen them on boats that got the crank. Well, I'm going to put one right here. So I can just crank this up. It'll stick out here. But then I'll be able to pull the handle off the one I got, so it won't be interfering anything. I'll make sure it don't interfere in that. And just crank this up, and it'll have a steel cable going up through there, and that'll pull it up and down easily, and I can get it up a little further. I could get it up another foot, which right now it's at about, 6.5 feet off the ground. I'd like to have it 7.5 feet. So that's what we're going to try to build today. So if you want to hang in here, you can see how I did that. How I done that is I just attached it. We got our rafters growing across, so it's screwed into the rafters. Then it comes over here and it hits that clamp up there, if you can see it. It's into the strut that's attached to the wall for the door opener, which is very sturdy. And then it comes down here. So let me show you. We'll get started on this and see what we can build. Well, we did some measurements, and this is what I'm going to need to make. 3.5 inches wide, approximately, 1.5 inches there. This could be bigger, whatever is left out of what metal. I got to go see what metal I got. We got to bend it there. We got to bend it there, and there. And then that'll make the bracket. That's out of, this is not to scale, as you can see, because that's 1.5 inches and that's 6. Well, you know. Okay, you got it? All right, now let's go over here and see what we got to do to the wall. Okay, right here's where it's got to go. I've marked out everything. When I had this house framed, I said, I want a big block of wood put in there because I knew I was going to mount this to it. Well, they didn't do it. But I was watching, and I was still around here when they were framing, so I came in and framed it in myself. So there's a big old piece of wood. 6 inches, 12 inches that way, and then all the way across here underneath that board. So what I wanted to do is try to hook into that board. So I took 2 screws, got a piece of wood that's the same thickness, scrap wood, you know me, fine scrap. Then I've screwed it down here. That's right into this wood here. Screwed it right there. That's into the top of that wood there. Then we screwed it here and here and where else? Up here and here. That's holding that wood in. Now it's nice and even with that. Now then I'm going to find a piece of metal so I can bolt the bracket through this piece of wood all the way back into the framing back here. It'll be very sturdy. And then the cord for the thing is going to come up right through here. It'll drill a hole. It'll come up right through this piece of wood here, straight up and over like that. So I haven't got the tool yet, so still waiting on that. when it gets here, then I'll know. Now the handle is not going. I'm not going to be. I'll have to open the door because I think the handle's going to be out here, and I'll hit the door. No big deal. Just lift up the door. Up it goes. Down it goes. And I wanted to make sure I had plenty of room here. So that's what that mark is. That's my red zone. I don't want to put that thing down any further than that because I want to be able to crank on it there. Now this part here will start here, go up, and it will, like I said, the handle will come out this way and we'll just crank her up that way. Unless I can figure out something else. Got a couple other ideas. We got to see what the tool looks like when we get it. We haven't got it yet. Now we're going to go look for some metal over here. Well, this is where I keep my scrap metal. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut me a slice of that off about 3.5 inches wide to exactly what I need. We're going to cut that off and make the metal for that. I'll show you where we're going to do that. Okay, we brought the metal over here. Now we're going to measure that out to make it match that over the plans over there. We're going to cut that down, and then we're going to take, we're going to use these tools, those, and this cutter will cut it down. Then I got the acetylene torch out here, and we're going to take this. This is what we'll use to heat the metal up to bend it nice and sharp. Now I can't do that in film, and I don't want to go get a tripod. I'll just show you what it looks like when we get it done. Okay, I cut it down, we bent it, put it in a vise, heated it up, used this pair of pliers there, not pliers, crescent wrench. I'd stick the crescent wrench right on the end of there and bend it wherever I needed it bent. And then to get the nice sharp peak, I'd use the hammer, nice and glowing red, just beat it down nice and square, and that's what we ended up with. Now, I need to drill some holes there and there, and I held this up over there. Let me show you how it's going to go. And then I got to do some fine tuning on it. That little notch right there, I think I'm going to cut that out. You see that piece right there? I'm going to cut that out so it can slide over right against there. I think so. I still got plenty of meat there to attach everything to. So I'm going to trim that off, and I'm going to drill some holes and grind off some sharp edges before I cut myself again. And I'll show you what it looks like when we get that part done. We'll use the drill press over here. I can put my torch up. I'm done with that. We'll use the drill press and just knock some holes in it to hold it on. I don't have the lag bolts either, and I don't know where the bolt holes are going to go here. So I got to wait for that tool. So I'm just going to get this ready. Got that almost too hot, almost cut through it. He got her hot. Okay. So the piece I'm buying will bolt right onto here, or I can weld it onto here. We'll see how easy it is to attach, because I can reach under here and get to the nuts. So that might be okay, but I'm also thinking about, ouch, I got to deburr that sucker. Yeah, I got a few marks where I went, no, not there. So what I was going to start to say, I may put a brace, just a little bar right across there, keep this from doing any twisting at all. But we'll have to see how, when the tool gets here, we'll decide on that, if I got room or not. So anyway, let's get to the drilling, painting, and cleaning it up. Well, the holes are drilled. My little nick is taken out. We're going to throw some paint on this thing right now. We're using Rust-Oleum. I like that paint for, it just goes right over the bare metal. And it isn't like this is going to be out in the weather, so it don't matter much. Didn't get that little kink banged out of it there, so that's okay. And I haven't put a rod across there yet. I got to wait and get the tool and see how that's going to work. But that's how she's going to bolt, just like that. I think that'll work out just fine and nice and sturdy. Matter of fact, I think that's stainless, because I had a heck of a time drilling holes in that thing. But we got them drilled. We're going to put 3 down in the bottom where that big piece of wood is, 2 up at the top where the sides of the door frame, you know, that's got double wood down in there. Yeah, we'll go get some. I don't have the lag bolts either. We'll go grab some of them tomorrow while we're waiting on the delivery of the tool. If I'm going to paint it up, then I'll show it to you just a second. Well, there we go. It's black. It will be satin black when it dries, but that'll look pretty good over there. And everything should work out just Jim dandy. Once we get the cable hooked up, we'll see where that thing runs. If I need to make a slice in here, that's no problem at all. That runs up next to it, so I'm hoping it runs pretty close to that, but it ain't no big deal. If I have to put a little slice so the cable can run back and forth, it's only going to go over this far. No big deal. That just holds up a bunch of helmets. You guys got extra helmets? Man, I got helmets. Maybe I ought to give some of those away on the internet. You guys want a dirty old helmet? I don't even want to use them. All right, well, let's wait for the tools. The tool. And then we'll drill some more holes in that and bolt that onto that, bolt that into the wall, and then hook everything up, get Vicky out here and have her help. Anyway, that's it for right now. I'll cut right back in here as soon as I get the tool, and we'll see how she works. I think it's going to work good, being I just used the plans that were with, not the plans, but the dimensions that were with the item that we bought, which is you've already seen. All right, let's wait for tomorrow. Well, here we go. Avery View. We're right in the middle of this video. Well, it's made in our favorite place, you know. Why this can't be made in America, I don't know. I haven't looked at it. If I was using it for something, you know, more important than what I'm doing with it, you've seen the rest of the video, I'd probably gone for a more expensive one, but from just hanging something on the ceiling, this will work. Yeah, that almost hit my foot. Let's see what we got down here. That's the crank. Okay. And here's the device. All right, that's difficult, ain't it? That don't look as big as it says it was. Let's see. It said it was measured at 5 point something inches. Let's see. Hang on. Get the tape out here. And then, you know, tapes are always upside down. That is not 5 inches. It was supposed to be 5 point something. That's only 4 and what is it? 4 and 5/8 is all. Well, my plate is definitely gonna be big enough. And this is going to work okay. Like I said, don't need much power. I got to cut the cable because I got to run this through, and I'm sure it don't. Hang on, let me stretch that out. Well, boy, I got that, pulled that little handle, which is your safety, and that thing unraveled. She was spun on there tight. What we got to do, because I got to run this through this pulley here. So that ain't going to go through there, so I got to cut this off, and then I got to splice it back together with one of these things here, which I have. But anyway, I'll have to show you this on the wall probably because I can't do it here. You put your handle right on there and you can crank it one way and this will catch it, or you can crank it the other way and it'll catch it. So it ain't going to fall down on me. It's pretty cool. It's got a spring in there. If I hit that again, it's going to go zapping out probably. But I think it's going to work for what I want to use it for. 800 pounds, supposed to be. I think that's there, right there. I don't think so. I don't know. Maybe it will. I ain't going to be using about 80 pounds at tops. More like 40 probably. So let me get this whacked off and bolted on. And I got this part all done. You've seen that earlier. That's all done. So I'm going to get this bolted on. See how it works. 3 bolts is all. I guess you saw that. So I already got everything ready. I've been waiting on the delivery for about 2 hours, but it's here. So that's it. I'll put the link up here to it. It's just, that's what it is. Premium tools, I doubt that. Like I said, the measurements are not correct from what I pulled up on the internet. I'm going to put them on right here and you can see big difference. Well, that was pretty simple. Bolted that onto the bracket. Only had 3 spots, but that's going to be plenty. Now we got to bolt that onto the wall. Before I do that, I'm going to cut all this off, and so I can run the cable through where I need. And what I'm going to use to cut that off with is my cutter over here. I'll show you. We'll just take it over here. We're just going to use, with all the safety equipment, I use safety equipment. We're going to cut that right about in there somewhere. And we're just going to use this little peanut grinder, we call them, or death wheels, some people call them. I'm just going to whack that off, put some tape around it so it doesn't shoot off, you know what I mean, and unwind, and then we'll start putting everything back together, put it on the wall. I'll show you that in just a second. Well, I can't cut it and hold it and film it, and I don't want to go get the tripod. I don't care, I don't want to. So I'm just going to cut it right there. Why did I put tape there and there? Because I don't want either end coming unraveling and poking me. That stuff is sharp. So I'm going to cut that off right now. That stuff cut like butter. That makes me a little leery, like, whoa. So anyway, what we're going to do, I'll take this over, show you what we're going to do now. I mean, that's some soft cable. That ain't stainless. I don't know what it is. One notch above rope, maybe. Okay, that's going to bolt up right there. And then we're going to run that cable up through stuff. So anyway, I'm going to get that bolted on there and get things ready. I'm going to make a handle here for it. I'll probably do that before I put it up there because that handle is going to hit. So I got another idea, and that's what I'm going to do. I'll show you that in just a second. It's bolted on. This is double nutted right there. And that's how we're gonna put a socket on there. That's how we're gonna spin that thing around to go up and down. If she is bolted on, that thing, that's sturdier than the house. So I ain't going nowhere. Now we're gonna run the cable, see where the cable runs. I thought it would run about there, and it looks like it will. So we're gonna cut a chunk out of here so that cable can run straight up through there and up to that right there, and then we'll feed everything through there and then start tightening, finishing up everything. Hang in there. Next one up. All right, this is a little device I use to put the cable back together. They make all kinds of them, but I'm not got a lot of weight on it, so it ain't gonna need a lot. Once I cut that end off, I had to put this hook back on it, so that holds your cable together. There's make all kinds of devices if you're gonna splice a cable together. Now I got this run out. You can see the pulleys right there. So all I got to do is put that up in there and go from there. Well, I don't know where I left off. Anyway, it's up there. It's working. I tried using this. Put the nuts on here. Double nutted that, you know. And it just not got enough torque to do the roundy round. This works much better. Just a ratchet handle will work great for it. I can use a ratchet or I can use this big bar here, either way, and lift it up and down, and it's real sturdy. I cut my hole too big, but that ain't gonna hurt nothing. Anyway, that's done. That's gonna work. I'm just gonna put the wrench up here with it. I'm gonna put everything back where it goes now, and we're gonna call that done. Nice and taut, but not, I mean, it ain't that heavy. That's going to hold it. That's out of the way. So if you got a lot of room in your garage, and you got a lot of stuff you want to store, and you don't want it on your benches, something like this would work. Would work quite well, I might add. Anyway, we're going to call that a done video. Going to bring the bike back in, put everything back up, and call it good. So you see the subscribe and the next video and all that stuff. You just hit one of those there, subscribe, leave me a comment. Tell me if you like the idea, if you don't. That's fine. See y'all later. Bye.